question. I wonder if the moment I jumped in here, it was already a go. Like that's a hey, okay, so now recording has started. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking a lot. So hopefully you guys, have got some notes. Or in reality, this type of stuff is the type of stuff you really want to stick to you. You really want to be a part of what you have going on. So I'm gonna actually come up. Bam, there I am. Hey, what's up? What's going on, guys? What's going on? You're locked in with your host, DJ JSO. This is going to be what we call, just this is not even another episode. This is just going to be a quick chat. Today, we're going to break down me optimizing social media for growth, right? I mean, a lot of people ask me, how do you grow on social media? How did you get so many followers? How did you grow your podcast? How did you really make it happen? And in reality, it was a lot of hard work and a lot of consistency as well. And not consistency in the fact of, every day. And that's what people think initially when we talk about these things. They think it's an everyday thing, and it's not, right? It's really just knowing exactly the steps, how to organize it. And once you organize it, how to keep people coming back, generating that traffic. Getting on social media is easy. Creating an account or just, scrolling through, it's easy. But when it comes to growth, that's where the optimization is absolutely necessary. So if you're on social media for like meme accounts, or you're just posting random pictures of you and your friends, this is not for you. This is for those people who are ready to grow their brand, their business, or grow as an influencer, as a DJ, as an artist. For today's examples, I'm going to be using like a lot of artist accounts. We're going to start out today with optimizing, obviously, your knowing your reason. So first thing is, we're going to talk about knowing your reason, knowing what your reasons are for being on social media. So again, like I said, if it's just posting pictures of your friends or meme accounts, then this isn't really going to matter too much for you, right? But after you know your reason, you move forward into like your target audience and what that is. We're going to talk more about your positioning, which is the very second most crucial part. So the first thing is really knowing your reason. The second thing is stating your position or your positioning on social media, right? And then moving outside of that or moving forward, it's really like the actual optimization process. As your profile picture, username, things of that nature. We're going to talk about that. We're going to dive all into those things, how to actually make those things make sense. Your bio, crucial. And then lastly, 6 things like you've probably been doing wrong. Oh, we're also going to get into hashtags too. I'm going to talk a little bit about hashtags. It's not really that deep. It's a short segment. But then we're going to get into the 6 things you've been doing wrong and how we can fix them today. So if you locked in, stay locked in. I want you here to literally discuss and understand what it is and what it takes to actually make growth or create growth on social media for your business or brand, because that's what it's all about, right? You want to grow. Everyone wants to make money. Everyone wants to grow to that next level, right? So without further ado, we're gonna dive right into it, right? Because I don't want to waste any more of you guys' time. It's gonna be, like I said, this is gonna be short. This video is not gonna be no longer than literally 15 minutes max, 20 minutes max. That's it. Take you straight to YouTube school, and we getting right into the work, right? So knowing your reason, let's get right into it. So your reasons on social media should be anything in a sort of promoting, networking. You want to influence or become an influencer, provide brand awareness for your brand, which we're talking about that, create sales, or have fun. Again, if you're the have fun person, if that is your reason for being on social media, you might want to just exit this video right now. But if you're not, if it's one of the other reasons, you want to promote, you want to network, you want to be an influencer, you want brand awareness for your brand, you want to create sales, then this is the video for you. This is where you want to be. You want to stay locked in here. So if you have that ideal, right? Let's you want to write these statements down. Like you want to write the statement down. Like I want to grow on my Instagram fan base because I want to promote my next song, right? That's why I want to grow. I want to grow because I want to promote my next song, or I want to grow my Instagram fan base because I want to make sales on my new sample pack. So I'm a DJ, right? So I put out sample packs all the time, or maybe I'm an artist and I put out a sample pack of my new single. So I need to grow my social media so I can get more people interested in my sample pack, right? Or lastly, I'm gonna grow my fan base because I want to collaborate with other artists, and like I want to promote other artists' music. I want to promote other brands, and that's my case. That's where I fit in. That's me. I am on Instagram because I want to remember. Well, one, I'm kind of in a little bit in all of these things, like because I'm a DJ. Sometimes I'm promoting a sample pack. Sometimes I'm promoting, you know, another brand or a business. So if you're in this niche, you're in the right place. Again, you're in the right video, but you want to make that statement. You want to know exactly what that is. And again, for me, it was that last one was most important for me. I want to grow my fan base because I want to collaborate with other artists and brands. So in order for me to collaborate, I needed to grow. And I needed to do something else, which we're going to get into, which is engage. But we're going to get into that. So number two, I want you guys to really know, once you know your reason, you need to know your target audience for that reason. So again, once I knew who my reason was to collaborate with other artists and brands and to create brand awareness for my brand, the first thing I needed to know was who is my target audience, who is in my niche. Once you have that, it's easy to find your target audience. For instance, my target audience is probably going to be artists. It's going to be brands that also want to represent the culture, pop culture, hip hop culture, things of that nature. If they're within the same realm, then I would want to collaborate them. I would want to network with them. So yeah, those are the people who I also would want to promote my content to. When it comes to creating ads on social media, when it comes into creating that target audience of who you want. You can literally type in the type of podcast you want, or you can type in the brands that people are already excited about to see. And then, you know, you're promoting your audience to those same people. Again, you want it to be similar to and you want you guys to have the same ideas in mind. So that way this crowd is more than likely to like your stuff as well. So let's get into positioning. Once you got your clear goal in mind, you know what your target audience is, you need to position yourself as what we call an expert or an actual influential person in that niche, right? For example, if you're a producer, your goal is to network with other producers and record labels. Do you want to be seen as a trustworthy, skilled professional, or a messy beginner producer that more than likely isn't going to be worth the prices that you want to get paid as a producer, right? So the first thing you do is you want to share content with your audience that is valuable, that's not just about you, but it could be you sharing value about your beats or the process of making your beats that will help other producers, you know, make great beats. And I know that doesn't sound appealing for making sales, but it does sound appealing when it comes to creating a community. And we're talking about growth here. So in order to grow, you need some type of community, right? So that's why you want to kind of switch up, not completely change and scrap everything. In some cases, you may just want to scrap everything. But in most cases, hopefully we can just adjust a few things and make sure the content that you're already making can provide value and, you know, in a better way. So let's get into what it looks like when someone visits your profile. The first thing, you want to know what message do they get. Like when they first drop into your profile, what are they seeing? Like Do they know who you? Can they tell who you are when they drop on this profile? And is it going to make them want to stay? What do you have that's going to make them want to stay? You got to ask yourself, does my Instagram align with what I actually want my people to do? So when we start to talk about profile optimization, we talk about your profile picture, your follow rate, your username, your name, your bio, your following, your story highlights. I know that doesn't sound like a very appealing thing, but it's something that it's very important. So I want to make sure you guys are on top of that, right? And then we're going to talk about status, and then we you always want to be analyzing your content. So let's get right into that. So I'm going to give you guys a example of a good person who is, this is an independent artist who is doing good, and, or no, actually I would say this is a good, but not great, right? Boom. Let's bring that up. I'm going to take me down. You guys are going to still be able to hear me, hopefully. Let's do that. Boom. All right, so now we got this up. So we got this guy, Little Zach, right? And Little Zach has is Big Zacko. He already said his name. He said his name twice. The ticket, okay. Contact email for booking, FTS, or any other business, right? And then he has his YouTube link. Now, okay, the first thing you need is you want your username and name to be whatever your artist name is. So he done that correctly. So that's why I said this was a good one, right? But then the Little Zach, when you put in your username, when you put any dots or periods, you want to make sure it's for a very specific reason, because a dot or a period can mean a difference between someone believing this is the legitimate account or this is just a spam account, right? So that's the first thing. Big Zacchio, that wasn't necessary because he's using a bio space that could be used to say, what is Little Zach? Why are you Little Zach, right? And then you're telling me to contact your email for bookings, but why would I contact you for booking if I don't even know what you do or where you've been? And there's no accreditation here, right? That's what he's missing. He's missing that accreditation of who he is. And then lastly, you need a hook. He has his YouTube link in his bio, but he's not saying, watch my most recent video that's out now. So let's take this same scenario of an artist and bring up a good example. So we're gonna go back and we're gonna go to my guy, Deuce. So, okay, so this is Deuce the God, right? So, all right, let's start with the name, the username. So in his actual name is literally Deuce the God. That is also his artist name, exactly the way it's spelled right there in his name. No extra emojis, no anything. That's great. The second thing is his username only includes an underscore to separate the Deuce and the God, right? That's, that's normal. That's just separation so people actually know how to pronounce it, versus saying something else. So now let's talk about his actual one. If I keep moving, it's possible. Shroom advocate. So now he's telling us who he is. He's telling us a little bit about himself. So now he's the type of person that has hope. He believes in hope. If I keep moving, it's possible. Then he says shroom advocate. So now we know he's into the shroom thing is really big right now. So, okay. And then here we are. I love marijuana official video out now. Then he has the arrows literally pointing to the video, the link in his bio. That was his hook. So he created. So the first thing is we got his name. We know who he is. Then he told us a little bit about himself in that bio. So if I'm the type of person who also likes shrooms, I'm probably going to follow this guy. He also has a video called I Love Marijuana. So maybe if I'm a marijuana advocate, maybe I'm also going to follow this guy. And then that's if I also love marijuana, maybe I'm going to actually check out that video as well, tap that link. So he's actually using his bio to push people to his overall goal, which is getting people to know about his music, but also to know about him. So now anybody that can relate to loving marijuana, or anybody that can relate to being a shrooms advocate, they would follow this person. And ideally, that's what you want, right? Now we're going to talk about the last thing a couple of the last things we talked about. is highlights, your story highlights. So when you post stories, once they go into your story archives, you hit these three little dots up here in the corner. Well, I can't do it on his page, but if you're on your own homepage, I'm gonna go there after this. So let's go here. So let's go. This is my page. This is our official the mic.xm page. The only reason we use the dot is to add the XM because the show is officially called the mic. The XM is just to say no modulation or, internet radio or BDS radio, whatever the terminology you would like to use for that. But that's here we are. Look at our bio, the mic radio and media. I'm not following instructions. I just love that mic emoji so much, and I'm such a mic advocate that I had to put that mic emoji in there. But essentially, it would be a lot better if I just had the mic, the dash, radio and media, because that's the name of the company. The name of the radio show and podcast is the mic.xm or the mic XM. The dot is just there for that separation. Again, here we are. We letting them know we're a media company. Amplify the culture. That's our slogan. Listen 24/7 via TuneIn or iHeartRadio. That's where you can find us. We're letting you know what we can do for you. So we're establishing exactly what we do right here. Interviews, playlists, and more. So we establish who we are, where we are, what we do, and here's our call to action. Read our latest article. Boom, there's the link in our bio. Letting them know, read our latest article. This is where I want you to go. This is what I want you to do. For us, it's about driving traffic to the website, building your wife's website traffic. If people are on our website, they may click play. They're going to listen to stuff. They're going to click around. They're going to find new stuff. They're going to read articles, things of that nature. At least hopefully that's the thing. If not, that's where our story highlights come in. If you didn't click through the website, maybe you're just clicking through our Instagram page. So we have radio there. So you know what, there's 106.5. That's the former FM station we were on before we moved to iHeartRadio. That's right there. So you see we were doing FM radio. You see everything we were doing. Here we are. Here's the tune in. This was before the update, before we got listed on TuneIn first, and then we were listed on iHeartRadio. There we are, iHeartRadio. Everything is there. We're also on Station Head app. The show is essentially a lot of places at this point. But there's our blog. We talk about being a radio show, podcast, blog. So highlights, boom, blog, boom. These are the people we talk about. So if you want to see our blog, you know what our blog is about right there. Again, other places we can get you published because we're a blog site. We're a media company. There they are right there. All those are there. Website, an actual example of the website. This is also before the update. So these are things, again, for me, I would have to do updates on, but just to give you an idea of the usage for each individual highlight. Then we have playlists. Each slot is a different playlist that is public on our Spotify account that we add new artists to. Everything podcast, there it is. Each episode that went on air, live on air first, and then published as a podcast episode. So if you missed it on air Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or before it was just a Wednesday show, 2 to 4 p.m. So if you missed it, you could always go back and catch those episodes. So same thing today. If you missed any of our live episodes this week, today is Friday. You could just go to iHeartRadio, search the mic XM, and find our things, and here are all our episodes there. We have that there for you. We also make sure we align our page, our content. Let's digress. We'll digress real quick. We're gonna digress. Before I jump into the content itself, let's talk about your following versus followers rate. And I know people don't think this is important, but it's very important when I'm a new person just starting out. When you're a new person just getting on social media for the first time, if I come to your social media account and, okay, you're following 7,000 people, it's no way you can engage with 7,000 accounts. It's just almost impossible. It's almost impossible to try to engage with 7,000 accounts, right? So what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're only following the people that's in that core people what we're talking about, because we're talking about building growth. And if you listen to my podcast, I just did an episode about building genuine relationships That's what you want to do. Only those people that you've built that genuine relationship with, it may be 1,000. It's possible that you built 1,000 genuine relationships, and you can possibly comment, but then that's where you want to keep it at that. Maybe I keep it at 990 or 995, and I make sure that these are the people I can just tap in and see what's going on, or if they got some new content on my feed, I can just engage with it. And I know these are my people. These are my people that engage back. These are my people that come out to my showcases. So again, when it comes to building that growth and community, that's where it comes in. So we're gonna jump into that. So let's jump into content. Let's get off of this Instagram thing so we can get into the 6 things you've been doing wrong, how you can fix them today. So last thing we're doing, we're gonna talk about content, and we're gonna jump into those 6 things you've been doing wrong. So let's go back to the Instagram for a second. All right, so let's talk about content. When we talk about engaging content is content that's going to provide value to your listeners, right? So essentially what we want to do is, here's one, how to deal with stage fright. So this is an excerpt from one of my episodes, right? It's muted right now. I don't want you to listen to this. I want you to just kind of see the idea behind it and what is going. People posting excerpts from their podcast episode has become very big recently. But essentially, you want to make those take the clips that will actually help your audience, and that's what's going to get them to engage and like and say, oh, hey, this helped me, or this makes sense. Here's another one where I said, trust your process. You have to trust your process. And it's literally a artist stating how, they had a problem with their management about putting out songs that they really believed in, but the management didn't necessarily believe in. And regardless, they were able to work together and get it done because she just had to trust what her management was telling her business-wise, right? So essentially, you want everything that you're doing to provide a value that people they can't resist. They literally need it, right? I'll give you one last one before we jump to our next subject. Here's another one. Should we kill drill music? And I'll just go down. We have a nice amount of likes here. We have over 37 comments. This comment here says, yes, it's oversaturated anyways. It's turning people's minds into mush because of the lack of real substance. It's changing vibrations. These kids not bright enough to realize it's just music and they shouldn't be. And it has 3 dots. So that means this comment goes on, right? This comment goes on to a literally more, and I have responses in there, and that's because I didn't just say, hey, go listen to my show. And initially, I'll show you, we started out using content like that, like, hey, the mic, we're interviewing people. You want an interview? Come get an interview with us. That was our content. And then we had to realize that that's not what gets people to engage. That's not what creates growth. All right. So now that we talked about content, we're going to jump straight into getting into the 6 things you've been doing wrong and how we can correct them today. I mean, honestly, these things are very important. I mean, if you guys are really looking to grow, I'm pretty sure some of the things I've already talked about today with just optimizing your social media to make sure that you have everything in order, that your name is right, that your username is right, that your bio is correct, that your bio states who you are, states what you want to do or what you're doing, and then states what you want your audience to do, which is that call to action. Always remember to have that last thing in your bio, that call to action, so that way when people do tap into your Instagram, they know exactly where to go. They know exactly what you want them to do. And typically, these are the things that help you generate revenue. So again, if they're going to your YouTube video, that's building those publishing royalties, those building your streaming royalties. So again, you want to make sure, I don't think anything I'm saying here is incorrect. I think everything I'm saying here is really to help you. It's going to help you. I know it's hard Again, like that artist, he had a very good bio. But if he really wants to get the full extent, get everything he could possibly get out of social media, he would continue to optimize his bio more and more. Again, for me, I'm always optimizing my Instagram bio more and more every time I get something new or change. It's the consistent thing. It's a consistent thing. Again, that's where that consistency comes in. It's not going to be an everyday thing, but it's going to take that time to consistently consider, am I getting the best out of my bio? Am I doing the best I can out of this project? So then now let's move in. Again, those story highlights, make sure those story highlights highlight everything that you're doing, whether if it's the music, highlight your most current music videos, highlight some behind the scenes content, highlight some shows. You could highlight some press. That's another thing. If you're getting press, make sure you're getting press. Make sure you're adding that to your story highlight so people know where you've been published. That's a good thing that provides you with notoriety. So again, moving forward, we're going to move forward to the 6 things you've been doing wrong. I don't want to hold you guys up no more. Again, I said I was going to keep this video short, so I'm going to make sure I'm sticking to that now. So let's do that. So the 6 things you've been doing wrong are very simple things, right? And it's not something that you would automatically think you were doing wrong, right? So let's talk about wrong actions. Number 1. So that's the first thing. A lot of people, you misuse social media, right? You just kind of scroll and you hit a like here, you hit a like there. But essentially, how you engage with social media is, again, you want to only jump on for 20-30 minutes a day, maybe an hour, and you engage with your people. That's dedicated to your people, that you really want to show them that you're there for them, you support them, and you drop comments on their stuff. You share their content to your story. It doesn't have to be to your page. You can share it to your story and tag them. Make sure you're tagging people. When you share their content, please tag them. They want to be tagged. Even if they don't reshare it back, believe me, they want to be tagged. So always tag people in the content when you repost it. Brands, when you're working with brands, there is a go to advanced settings. Don't just throw a post up. Take the time to create capitalizing captions. That's one thing I kind of skipped over today, but if you want to jump into another session or just DM me, we could talk about captions. I also skipped over hashtag mastery as well today. It's a lot. It really is a lot of content. They'll try to mash up into 15-20 minutes. But again, I'm always open to consultations. You could always book a consultation with me and get any information that you would like or any information you missed. And just as a sidebar, this this video is sponsored by Blue Jeans Co. We are on the Blue Jeans app, the Blue Jeans server. Man, this is awesome. You see, I got my banner down there letting you know where you can follow the show at, where you can find the show, where you can listen to the show, in case you missed it on the actual event today. But again, that's the wrong things you've been doing. You want to really jump on social media and engage with the people. You really want to share people content, save their content. A save button literally is just putting it basically in a whole nother archive. And if you think about things that you like, sound effects and things people may say in a video that you may be able to remix or use in your own reel, those things are you get from your save folder. So that's how you want to really use that save button, especially if people are putting out things that's valuable. You also want to jump back into your save folder every week and see the type of content you've been saving and try to remember why you've been saving it, whether it's to repurpose it or whether it's just an idea to make some content for yourself. Definitely use that save button. Really use that save button. Create different folders like promo in your archives. Like you could make promo folders for like things you would like to promo or things that promote other items or that will help you promote your stuff more. You could be like a knowledge folder where it's just smart things that people say that's like motivation. You definitely use your save folder. That's the first thing. Definitely use the share and comment. Don't just like and keep scrolling. That's how you really grow. Engagement is key. The second thing is fake stuff. I know people love this. Fake stuff is a very big thing now, especially when it comes to the numbers. Numbers don't equate equate to a real fan base, to creating that real genuine community that we're talking about here today. So if you're trying to create that real genuine and non-artificial community, the key is going to be that key is going to be staying away from fake stuff, staying away from fake engagement. There's a lot of affiliate sites and affiliate companies that do offer Instagram growth where they help you. I also have a lot of Instagram groups. Groups are a big thing. Facebook groups. I know this sounds like a ran over topic, but it's really not. It's not what you have, it's how you use it. You know what I mean? It's not what you use, it's how you use it. You don't want to get on there and just spam and all that. Like I said, the same thing is on Instagram. You want to engage with the people that has engaged with you, the people that has already expressed that type of interest, or maybe you just went to their content and just expressed interest in theirs and say, hey, I like this. This really looks dope. Thank you for putting out this valuable content. And then they'd be like, hey, well, what kind of content do you do? Then you can send it to them, and then you create this real genuine relationship that people can engage with. And I would say it's the same thing on LinkedIn, Twitter, everything else. There's ways to get like engagement where people will come through and drop emojis anyway if you're like in like an engagement group or something like that. But it's real. It's more, I would say it's more real, more genuine because it's from people you actually know, you actually built some type of connection with. So that's my thing on fake stuff, especially Instagram. You can run ads. YouTube, you can run ads. Google and YouTube is the same thing, so you can run ads. Hulu, you can even run ads now. They've opened it up so regular independent business owner like us can, run ads on Hulu. I think that's a really dope thing. If you guys didn't know about that. So private account is the third thing. Make sure you don't have a private account. Number 3 is don't have a private account. If you want to grow on Instagram, your account needs to be public. The type of people that have private accounts are like people who are on Instagram just to like kind of middleman certain situations, or maybe they're just an Instagram stalker or something like that. So you definitely don't want to have a private account. Stay away from private people who do have private accounts. It doesn't really help your algorithm. So that's my take on that one. Number 4, community. We already kind of talked about this a little bit because the 6 things you're doing wrong. Community, I kind of hit on that. It's just like social media is for being social. It's not for just spamming your content or just promoting your content. That typically doesn't work anyway. You know what I mean? That typically just doesn't work with people. People tend to not like it. When you spam. So don't spam. That's my take on community. Number 5, the rules. I know the rules are boring, but if you're not obeying them, there is literally no way the algorithm will favor you. It's just not. I'm not only talking about the bots or fake stuff, but I'm also the content itself. If Instagram doesn't like the content with nudity, they don't like content with like curse words, and they don't like content that provokes self-harm or self-hate or hate against other races. So you don't want to promote content. You don't want to create content like that. We talked a little bit about content that provides value, content that talks about other brands and businesses, that's not like commercials, that's more like sharing ideals and concepts. Instagram loves that stuff. They share that stuff. The algorithm loves it. It'll push it. Don't post pictures that, like provoke those types of things. If you do post pictures and cite brandy places, happy things. That Instagram is like a child. Like they're like a kid. They don't like anything like real, right? They like everything to be butterflies and rainbows. So try to make your page as clean as possible. I mean, if you're a smoker, you're a smoker. If you're whatever. But again, there's still like, you don't have to curse, or you don't have to put up the middle finger. I mean, the cleaner, the better. I'm just telling you what Instagram likes. And there's filters for all of that stuff too. So if you don't want to get like shadow banned or put behind a filter because your content doesn't fit, Instagram's guidelines, then, post valuable content. And lastly, and this, I feel like this is the most important. I feel like this is the most important thing. All of this content, all the things I talked about today are in my book, that I did put out. It is like a, you know, a PDF. It's not actually a published book yet, but I'm going to be working on doing that pretty soon, getting it published as an actual book. It is the Amplify Your Music Career Guidebook. But then I changed it. It's now the Amplify Your Music Career 10 Times Guidebook. So now, because there's so much more content, I started this thing out just as an Instagram thing, but now I have like playlist resources and, you know, email, how you can email these types of sources. I have so much other content in this guidebook that really helps independent artists and brands really grow and create a genuine audience on social media. But lastly, the last thing, and this is most important for doing all that, again, you're going to be able to get this inside the guidebook. Just hit me up. I will give you a free copy. So this is before the book even comes out. If you want a free copy of the guidebook, because when it comes out, it's probably going to be published for a certain price. It's going to be on Amazon Bookstore and all of that stuff like that. So what we want to do is I'm going to show love to the people who are watching, for the early people who came into my content and really watched it and really stayed in and really felt like they could get some value from me. I want to actually make sure that I'm doing my end and pulling my end of the bargain, right? You're going to get a free copy at the end of this video. All you got to do is just hit the link in the description. But the last most important thing is no direction. You got to have some type of direction, man. You got to have some type of direction. If you don't have direction, you're going to get lost. Eventually, you're going to get lost in the sauce. Again, we talked about the purpose. You know your purpose. You know who you are. You know what you're doing. You know what you want people to do, how you want people to engage with you. These are all the things that help you create that direction. That's why we went step by step from top to bottom. You see how they kind of coincide with each other and wrap around in like a circle, right? It all goes around in a circle of life. But anyway, so that's what it is. Direction. You want to make sure you have your direction in line, direction order. You know what you're doing. You know where to go. Plan your next steps. For me, I didn't just say, oh, I just want to jump out and get a bunch of publishing. Or I want to be on a bunch of playlists. I want to do this. I want to do that. No, I kind of made sure I got good at what I was already doing. And then if that required to move to the next phase, required of a new skill, then I would go and learn that new skill. I would go do that new thing. Take it one step at a time, one building block at a time, and eventually you have some stepping stairs to success. And again, I appreciate everyone for locking in. I hope you guys really got some value out of this, optimizing your social media for growth. I will be posting more videos, more content. Thank you, Blue Jeans, for sponsoring us. You already know it's your guy, DJ JSO. Peace out, y'all.